In this episode of Motorsport recently, it's the Le Mans special. Today we look back at the race and break down the racing in each class, discuss the race results and the aftermath of the 24 hours of Le Mans. This is Triple Crown Racing, let's get into it. While every normal person on the planet was worshipping the World Cup in Sochi, motorsport fans had their eyes on Circuit de la Sarthe in France for the 86th running of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. While everyone in my country was watching Australia play France, there was me on the couch, all alone, filming my TV and live streaming it on Instagram to one person. Because God knows that motorsport fans fit into society like an elephant fits into a Mini Cooper. It doesn't. By the way, thanks to Aaron Taylor for watching my live on Instagram, I appreciate it. Turns out I don't even fit into the racing community either, because while every F1 fan was worshipping Fernando Alonso and the rest of the number 8 Toyota team, I was bowing down to Rebellion Racing. However, I did actually have something in common with other people because I liked the retro Porsche liveries. For some reason, after the Spa 6 hours, the FIA thought instead of giving the privateer LMP1 cars more power to actually be able to keep up with the Toyotas, they decided to restrict their fuel flow. Why on earth? Why? In qualifying, Kaz Nakajima put the number 8 Toyota on pole in the LMP1 class. Naturally, Alonso got all the credit, and the F1 fans were like, "Oh my god, Alonso is the best! All the other WEC drivers have got nothing on him!" And it took the whole might of the sports car community to finally inform them that it was actually Kazuki who set the pole lap. Just as everyone expected, the number 7 car qualified second, while it was the two Rebellions qualified third and fifth, while the number 17 SMP car qualified fourth. In LMP2, it was the number 48 IDEX Sport car, followed by the number 31 Dragon Speed car of Nathal Bertone, Roberto Gonzalez, and Pastor Maldonado, and the number 26 G-Drive car of Roman Mursanov, Andrea Pizzatola, and Jean-Eric Verne. In GTE Pro, it was the Rothmans livery number 91 Porsche of Jimmy Bruni, Richard Leitz, and Frederick Makuavecchi, followed by the sister 92 Pink Pig Porsche of Michael Christensen, Kevin Estra, and Lawrence Vantour, followed by the number 66 Ford of Stefan Mook, Olivier Pla, and Billy Johnson. In GTE AM, it was a number 88 Dempsey Proton car driven by Khaled Al-Kubasi, Matteo Cairoli, and Giorgio Roda, followed by the 64 Corvette from GTE Pro that had a really bad lap time, but in GTE AM it was followed by the 52 Ferrari of Pippo Durrani, Tony Vilander, and Antonio Giovinazzi, and the number 86 Gulf Racing Porsche driven by Mike Wainwright, Ben Barker, and Alex Davison. So the stage was set for the greatest race on the planet. We were all expecting the Toyotas to run away with it, but maybe, if the rest of the LMP1s could stay close to them, maybe we could just have the most awesome fight for the win ever. So let's go racing at Le Mans! Oh wow. By the way, that's not all of the LMP1 retirements, those are just the major ones, the rest of them retired from mechanical failures. To my knowledge, the action in LMP2 wasn't all that great either, but I didn't see the entire race, so I don't know. I'm still trying to piece together everything that happened. The opening laps in the LMP2 class were pretty good, but basically after that nothing happened. During what seemed like an LMP2 procession, the number 26 G-Drive car got out in front and stayed in the lead of the race. So the action died down after the opening laps. Le Mans became what it always is, a race of attrition. We had a few battles here and there during the night, but mainly positions were gained and lost in the pit lane. The LMP1 class was quickly whittled down because of stuff like crashes and mechanical failures. I went to bed about 1.5 hours into the race, and by the time I woke up there were 4 LMP1 cars left in the top 5. The Toyotas ran away from the remaining P1 cars, leaving the two Rebellions, the number 17 SMP car to fight it out. However, the SMP car then crashed, resulting in an engine failure, and the other SMP car, which was Jensen Button's car, might I add, also had an engine failure after being stuck in the pits for 2 hours due to a technical gremlin. The good news is the GTE cars are putting on a show in both classes, in fact, but the action was kind of infrequent because, you know, nighttime and spreading out. And just like the LMP2 action, the GTE action was great in the opening laps, but as the field spread out, the action died down significantly. However, just as I predicted in my Le Mans preview, it was Porsche versus Ford. The Pink Pig overtook the Rothmans livery Porsche and began running away from second and third, leaving the 91 car with the number 68 Ford. As the Pink Pig ran away, the action in GTE was cool but infrequent. But with 3 hours to go, a battle ensued between the 68 Ford and the 91 Porsche, and it was probably one of the best battles I've ever seen in racing.
The Porsche constantly moving lane to lane. Bourdais on the inside. He's going to be really late on the brakes, and he just gets it all squared up. Now, can he get off the corner quicker than the Porsche? His dad is loving it, but can he stay in front? We saw this before. When Priaulx went by, the Porsche came straight back out of the chicane, and Priaulx had to go ballsy into the Mulsanne curve. So getting by is one thing, but Alan, making it stick, you've got to have the exit of the corner as well as getting in front.
How many moves have we had? Oh, we're all right now. We're into the braking area.
Yeah.
Well, the LMP2 gave, the LMP1 gave. This is wide here now, so.
Oh, and he's easing Bourdais onto the filth. Bourdais got dirty tyres, but he's so close now. Mako has to cover the inside or get tucked up like a kipper, and that means that Bourdais has to go the long way around the outside. Possibly the reason Priaulx could do it is not just the slipstream, but he was about 5 laps shorter on fuel than the Porsche was, and Bourdais on exactly the same fuel load. Again, balance of performance, there is nothing not even about those cars.
Just coming back to it, it's going to be traffic that's the differentiator here. And once I think Bourdais gets it done, he will get it done, and then he will move off away into second place. But at the moment, it's actually being able to get enough of a draft. And
you can barely see that car behind. He's so close.
Round the outside, he's done it. Straight into Indianapolis.
Well, Priaulx did it around the outside into Mulsanne and then held on the inside as the Porsche came back into Indianapolis. And this time Bourdais goes outside into Indianapolis, and that is a cinch up the belts and suck everything in move. And the Porsche again, this is dad loving that, the Porsche again comes back at him off Arnage. He's got low speed acceleration.
Yeah, but now Bourdais, it's on the dust, it's too late now. He's had to lift out of it. That was a little bit naughty by Mako, I've got to be honest with you.
Like I said, the Toyotas ran away from the rest of the LMP1 field. They overtook each other a few times, but something happened that pretty much ended the competition in the LMP1 class. Due to the fact that it didn't refuel for some reason, the number 7 car slowed down significantly. It looked like the day was done for the number 7 car, but it managed to get back to the pits and miraculously fired back up again, and away it went. The number 7 car then had a few penalties which put it a lap behind the number 8, with no one to oppose the number 8 car, or Toyota for that matter. Toyota scored a 1-2 finish at Le Mans. The winners of the 86th running of the 24 Hours of Le Mans were Sebastian Buemi, Kaz Nakajima, and Fernando Alonso. The number 26 G-Drive car of Roman Rusinov, Andrea Pizzatola, and Jean-Eric Verne won an LMP2. The number 92 Pink Pig Porsche of Michael Christensen, Kevin Estra, and Lawrence Van Tour won in GTE Pro. The number 77 Dempsey Proton car of Matt Campbell, Christian Reed, and Julian Andela won in GTE Am. And they all lived happily ever after. Or so we thought. On the Tuesday after the race, it was announced that G-Drive had been disqualified from LMP2 due to an illegal device being used on their fuel rig which allowed them to refuel faster. As a result, the number 36 Signatech Alpine driven by Nico Lapierre, Pierre Thierry, and Andrea Negrão inherited the win. But wait, there's more! G-Drive is run by a racing team called TDS. TDS also had their own LMP2 car in the race that was being driven by Loic Duval, Mathieu Vesuvier, and Francois Perrodo. That car was also disqualified because they were using the same device. Anyway, G-Drive are going to appeal this and they may get their win back. At this point, I don't know. There is a link to a motorsport.com article with more information in the description below. So this race wasn't that great. I didn't want to say that, but it's true. By sports car racing racing standards, this race was really, really boring. The WEC has completely messed up the BOP in LMP1. Nothing happened in LMP2, but the GTE classes were pretty good, but there still was not enough action. Sports car fans know this, and that race was boring, and we all know that. But F1 fans loved it. I went on to WTF1's Instagram account during the race and looked at all the comments on their Le Mans post, and saw all these comments saying, the racing has been better than the last 2 Grand Prix, and way better than Formula 1. And all these comments saying how much they were loving Le Mans. So the sports car community is going to grow because of all the Formula 1 fans following Alonso, and that means the hype train is going to continue. And when he most likely goes to IndyCar in 2019, the hype train will follow Alonso there too. While this Alonso hype train is really annoying, it is good for both the WEC and sports car racing as a whole, as was his Indy 500 campaign for IndyCar. My main thoughts with this race was that the FIA desperately needs to do something about the LMP1 BOP, as there was no competition. I don't care what they have to do, they just have to fix it. The good news is they're probably working towards that anyway. So that's going to do it for this Le Mans special of Motorsport recently. I'm only covering Le Mans in this episode, so I'll cover anything else significant that happened this week on my Instagram or in the next episode. My Instagram is @TripleCrownRacing. So anyway, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.